Hey guys, welcome back to Honeycomb. My name is KO. We're opening up a sneaker. This is one that I've really wanted for a while now. It's not like freshly dropped. It's maybe like a week that it's been out, but this was sent over by our friends over at Nike, knowing that I would appreciate it, and I really do. This is a brand that I really like. It's not brand new, but it's something that I really like. And the last time we did a collaboration with this brand, or we opened up a sneaker, that was a collaboration between this brand and Jordan brand. You guys did like it a lot, so I thought, let's open this up. And this is, of course, the Jordan 5 Clot. Clot is a brand from Hong Kong. I grew up in Hong Kong, and I always like a lot of the Chinese and Asian influences that they bring, the culture that they bring to their sneakers, very true to their own experience. And they're always collaborating on lows, frankly, which are great for the summer and are very true to kind of how like what kind of sneakers we liked in the late 90s. We liked a lot of the lows. We liked a lot, they weren't always OG, the ones that they would use in game, but it was the one that you wanted to wear. And I like that Clot is very true to that aspect of their experience with the footwear in the ones that they're collaborating with. All right, so let's get into it. It comes in this special box. On the sides of the box, you have this jade print. It goes all the way around the top section of the box with the red Jumpman on the top. On the side, you have the logos of Clot and the Jumpman Air. And then on the other half of the box, when you kind of open it a little bit, you see the black cement, or the cement. It's gray, right? With black speckling. All right, so you'll see that as we go through this sneaker, jade is very much a theme in this particular colorway. Let's open it up. Regular paper on the inside. And that's a sneaker. All right, so let's take a peek at a few of the signature features of this sneaker. The entire upper is done kind of in a black satin. It's not quite as shiny as other satins that we've seen in the past, but with this one, it is kind of a bit more of a matte finish. There's a bit more of a texture to it. It's not so slick, and I like it. This very much comes across to me as a great beater sneaker, something that is cool and does have some collaboration specialness to it, but you can wear every day, and I'm looking forward very much to wearing this every day. Now, unlike the Jordan 5 High, there are no pillows around the collar. Instead, it's cut low, and then everything's being kind of pushed down just a little bit. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk one by one about the features of the sneaker, starting with the outsole. Now, on the outsole, you have classic Jordan 5 herringbone traction, and on one side, you have the Jumpman, and on the other side, you have the Clot logo. They're kind of hidden behind this green outsole. Has a little bit of tack to it, and this outsole is actually glow in the dark. Moving up from the outsole, you have the midsole, and the midsole is painted black, and the shark teeth that appear on the side of the Jordan 5, a signature feature of the Jordan 5, supposed to look like a fighter jet, are painted in kind of a metallic black cement color, or a metallic cement color, I should say. And then further back, you see the visible air unit. Of course, a Jordan 5 has a encapsulated air unit hidden in the front for a tech spec, and then on the back you have the visible air unit, which is kind of done in almost like a glow-in-the-dark color as well, but it is not glow-in-the-dark. Moving up from there, you have the upper, which we already discussed, is done with a kind of a satin finish, and then you have the netting over here. Now the netting is done in a glow in the dark. It's actually really nice. At first I wasn't sure because I'd heard some people say that it wasn't glow in the dark, and then it doesn't kind of glow in the same way as the outsole. There's just a lot more mass here to absorb light, right, when you charge up these glow in the dark things. But if you charge up that netting enough, it does glow in the dark, and it kind of glows with kind of a speckle to it. It's really cool, and hopefully it shows on the video. Moving back from the netting, you have another cool feature on this sneaker. It says 2 and 3 in, these are actually Chinese characters. They look like kind of strokes right? Where this is a 2 and this is a 3. But these are actually Chinese characters that appear on MAHJONG pieces. That's why I know what they are. If you play MAHJONG, and MAHJONG is a big part of the campaign that Clot used to promote these sneakers, you'll recognize that right away. And it is a 2 and a 3, not a 23, because I think the 20, if the number is 23 in Chinese, it's supposed to have like some little thing to make it a multiple of 10, I think, something like that. But here it's just the 2 and the 3, reminiscent of Michael Jordan's PEs, which make it special. When the Jordan 5 first came out, they didn't have the 23 on them, and some people think that it should have had the 23, but only the ones that Jordan actually wore. I mean, literally, his shoes had the number 23 written on them, until later on when collaborations and special versions of the colors came out, then you ended up having the 23. Interesting thing with this particular design is that the 2 stripes here kind of seem to be shaped a little bit like a 2, and the 3 stripes also happen to be shaped like a 3, very similar to the Tokyo Jordan 5s with the 23 on them. All right, moving to the back of the sneaker, you have logos. On one side you have the Jumpman Jordan logo, and on the other side it is the Clot logo. And then moving to the lining of the sneaker, you actually see that it's done in that quilted shiny satin that we were discussing earlier. So sometimes this satin does appear on the outside of sneakers, and it's a little too shiny in my opinion. But here they use it just on the lining, and it does provide a little bit of slickness. All right, moving from the back to the front of the sneaker, you see that we have these red laces laced in, and it does come with an extra set of black laces. All of the laces are reflective. They have some 3M woven in there, and the tongue of this is also reflective. The Jordan 5 low has a slightly lower tongue than the regular Jordan 5, which kind of sticks up really in your face, and the low is just kind of low-key right there at the collar. And then there is a special lace lock. On the lace lock, you have a Jumpman on both sides inside. A final signature feature of this sneaker, actually it's not final, there's one more, but one of the key signature features of this sneaker is these little jade beads that run along the laces. So they're kind of attached to these loops that go all the way around, so they're not removable. If you wanted to remove them, you could cut them out, but what's the point, right? Like, you want the sneakers for kind of that insight or kind of these ideas that they had that make them special. So I wouldn't do that. 2 on one side and 3 on the other side. So if you remember the terracotta Jordan 14 low, they also did have that same 2-3 pattern going all around the sneaker, and you're starting to see some of that appear here on the Jordan 5 low. 2-3, 2-3, 2-3, and 2-3 throughout the sneaker. Inside the shoe, let's pull this out. There is one more feature that I wanted to show you guys, and it is a special insole. Now the insole itself is not like a special insole. You guys know I like the polyurethane insoles that you get with a lot of Jordans. This one is not a polyurethane insole. It is kind of that thick foam ortholite, so it'll have some really good stepping comfort right away, but they do bottom out relatively quickly. And as a beater shoe, that might concern you. In general, Jordan 5s provide quite a significant amount of cushion underfoot because of the air unit, and because the entire midsole is kind of done out of a polyurethane. So could it be better? Yeah. Is it good? Yeah. All right, so the insole is done with this same jade pattern. So these are kind of like jade pieces that are spread together on a board, kind of reminiscent of Chinese checkers or Go, and inside the pieces it has the Jumpman and the Clot logo. You know, one of the things that I really like about these sneakers is that they remind me a lot of my friends and of Hong Kong. Those are actually separate things, right? I grew up in Hong Kong. I don't speak any Cantonese anymore. I lost that all when I was like 7 years old. I don't speak any Chinese anymore. But you know, the culture over there and the juice store where they sell Clot, I love that place. It's one of my favorite places, maybe in the world, that area of Causeway Bay. And every time I go there, I like to stay in that area. And then For MAHJONG, we used to do a poker game, me and my friends, in our studio, and that kind of got out of hand, so we decided to change it up and we went to MAHJONG, and we all learned MAHJONG together, and it really became something that we bonded over and we really enjoyed. So, you know, I like these sneakers. They remind me of them because of all, you know, the jade that appears in the MAHJONG pieces. And then of course the 2-3, which is straight out of a MAHJONG set. And if you like these things, you should look up on Clot's Instagram. They did a launch in Tai Kwun, which is like one of the art centers in Hong Kong, where they actually had Jordan and Clot MAHJONG sets and a whole setup that they had put up inside that art center. On foot, the sneakers fit true to size, so get your true size. They do have a little bit of a funny bumpy toe compared to other Jordan 5s. Like, if you remember, I really like the shape of my Jordan 5 alternate Bel Air sneakers. So you will notice that there is slightly a different shape on this sneaker. It does bulge up a little bit. I wonder if there's something underneath this. Clot famously did a tearaway Jordan 1 and a tearaway Air Force 1. I haven't seen anything that makes me think that this is a tearaway, but it does have a little bit of a bump here. It makes it a bit more of a chunky sneaker than other Jordan 5s, to be honest, so you should be aware of that and dress to match. Now, because they are lows, you do expect to wear them with a lot of shorts on summer days in the city, and that bump won't matter quite as much in terms of like how it looks in relation to your pants. How do I intend to use these sneakers? I plan to wear these a lot. Now the 14s I wear kind of like special occasions, or like when I know that they're not gonna get dirty because they are made of like really, really nice suede. And you know, brown suede and rain don't mix well. These are black, they're satin, so I'm not expecting that a lot of dirt will show on here. And I like the red laces. I really like the look of the red laces on there. So, gonna be wearing these a lot over the next few weeks. If you want to see more pictures of them on foot and how I style them, follow on Instagram. I'm at KO Kosh on Instagram. And while you're over there, follow at Ajima Mag and at Honeycomb Manila, which is our studio in Double Dragon Plaza. We're hoping to do a lot more sneaker stuff. I actually want to do kind of like a retro, not a retro. I kind of want to do like a after usage review of my Jordan 1 lows. Now that I've played a lot of golf in them, I have a lot of opinions. So let me know your thoughts, especially since you know, that's kind of front of mind for me because most Jordan 5 lows are golf shoes these days, and it's nice to get a Jordan 5 low that's just kind of like a walking shoe, and that kind of gives a hint of what I think of those Jordan 1 low golf. Maybe they're more of a walking shoe than a golf shoe. But if you want to hear about that, click the thumbs up button and subscribe, and let me know in the comments below. I wish you guys good luck. I wish you guys good health. Peace.